I'm from Albuquerque, New Mexico, from the Northeast Heights, born and raised. I don't know, people always hate on it, but I go home and I really love it there. It's an interesting place to live for sure, but I don't know, it's home. Yeah, I played soccer and basketball. I started playing soccer when I was 5 years old, and then started playing basketball when I was 7, and played those all throughout high school. So those were basically, my life was sports the whole time. I got to high school and I realized that I was better at basketball, and I liked it more. It was less running than soccer was, and so I think, I don't know, it just became a passion of mine during high school, and I realized that maybe I could go play college, and really kind of got serious about playing and working on my game. And so, yeah, I didn't really look at a lot of other places. I came on my visit, and I fell in love with Durango. It's an interesting place. It's not like anything I've ever seen before. It's such a small town, but the community is so big, and fell in love with the team and the girls and Coach Flores, and just everything about the school. And the professors really sold me on the biology department, and that it would be a good, rigorous program. So didn't visit any other places, just came here and fell in love with it. I'm majoring in cellular and molecular biology, and I want to go to medical school, so biology kind of encompasses all the prerequisites for that. But once I got here and had professors who were really passionate about science, I really fell in love with biology and was really happy that I chose that major. I actually really didn't like science in high school, and so I came in and decided to major in it, and I was kind of scared, but it was those first couple biology classes, the labs, it was completely different from high school. You got to use real, actual equipment and do some real science and work with bacteria, and it was nothing that I'd ever seen before, and it's just amazing how life works, and you can study it at a molecular level, and it's just was so fascinating to me. Being a student athlete is such a privilege, I feel like. Only a small amount of people get to actually play college basketball, and so you get to come here, play the sport that you love, and get your school paid for. It's like a dream come true. And then I think every student athlete will tell you that balancing school and basketball is just about time management. I think a lot of athletes are really good about being able to go to class and get their homework done, and still being able to get the rest in they need to do basketball. So it's all time management, really. I don't have a lot of free time because I'm student body vice president, and then also president of the pre-health club, and part of SAC, our Student Athlete Advisory Council. So a lot of my time is spent in meetings, but when I actually have some time at home, I like to paint, and I paint lots of things about Lord of the Rings and stuff. I watch Netflix like I guess every other college student, normal things. I feel like athletes are always kind of underrepresented in other parts of campus. There's a big gap between athletics and academics, and so I really wanted to represent student athletes and be involved. I think right now is a big time for Fort Lewis. We have a lot of changes coming, and I wanted to be a part of that. And I didn't know if I'd win or anything, but I ran for student body vice president, won, and I'm so glad that I got the opportunity, because it helps me represent our student athletes, make sure that we're, get our say in, and that people realize that, we're a big part of this campus. Let's see. I did my senior thesis project last semester, but then I got a grant from University of Alaska to continue my research this semester, so that's, in a sense, kind of an internship, because it's not for credit, it's just for continuing my research and getting that experience, I guess. There's been studies out there that show that our laboratory mice might not mirror our immune systems as well as we think they do, and that dirty mice, which are like your pet store mice, your wild mice, might actually be more mirroring our immune system. And so I looked at T-cell immune response, which is a white blood cell immune response, to a virus called murine cytomegalovirus, which is a herpes virus. And so I looked at differences in immune response between these two breeds of mice, and found that the dirty mice actually have a better immune response that more closely mirrors our immune response. So kind of showing that we might move toward using those types of mice instead of our inbred laboratory mice when looking at immune responses. Yeah, I love to learn. You're getting your school paid for coming here to play basketball, and so being able to show that athletes don't just get handed things, that we really work hard in the classroom, it means a lot. It's humbling. I didn't ever expect to receive those awards or anything, but I made an effort to meet with my professors and really get to know them and show them that I would show up to class every single day, that we weren't traveling, and that I would always make an effort to put the extra work in and, make up exams before we leave, just show that I was being proactive and not just expecting them to give me leeway because I was an athlete. So, putting in extra work, going to their office hours, talking to them, going to study sessions, just putting in the extra effort, I guess. Time management for sure, and then communicating with coaches, professors, and people that are involved in different clubs. Everyone knows that I don't have a lot of time, so when we make meetings, we have to be really on point with what we're talking about, and just communicating that when I have free time and really utilizing the time that I have. But I also think it's a lot of sacrifice. People don't realize, you have to give up things if you want to achieve a lot. So I give up a lot of social aspects to do a lot of the extracurriculars that I do, but it's definitely worth it in the long run. I think my freshman year, we were the 8th seed going into the RMAC tournament. We ended up beating Colorado School of Mines, who was the 1 seed at home, which was a huge game for us. And then we went to Pueblo to play UCCS, and I had to guard Brittany Hernandez, who was preseason defensive and offensive player of the year as a freshman. And so it was a huge game for us, and we ended up winning, and I ended up stepping up and making some clutch free throws at the end, and being a part of that and getting to the RMAC championship my freshman year was huge. I mean, we ended up losing, we didn't get to the NCAA, but we made a run at the end, and no one expected us to make, and being a part of that team atmosphere and that final drive was just something that I haven't experienced since. I think it gives you a step up compared to people that haven't done athletics. You have to perform in pressure situations and be able to, be passionate but still work with your teammates and encourage them, and have